We got 5 guests on today. Let's start right off the bat with Baylor, 19-13 this year, playing a 24-7 Texas Tech team. It's minus 6.5-ish for Texas Tech. The total in this game, 141. How do you suggest we bet this?
Yeah, looking at the Odds Logic live odds screen, I'm seeing 6.5 pretty much across the board, 141, the prevailing total here. And this is a scenario where one team is a lock to make the tournament. The other team, I mean, they probably played themselves off the bubble yesterday. But nonetheless, Baylor certainly with, in theory, more to play for than Texas Tech in this tournament. And look, they were pretty dominant in yesterday's game. Jeremy Roach, a guy who played at Duke, who's now playing at Baylor, quote, obviously it's a one-game season now in March. Just taking advantage of just setting the tone, making them play to our pace. That's the biggest thing coming to March. You don't want to be behind and scratch and claw your way back into a game. You want to impose your will early. And I think we did that tonight. Now, nobody played hard minutes in that game for Baylor. All 5 starters did play 30-plus minutes, but they weren't hard minutes. And frankly, when we talk about these tournament back-to-back settings, I worry much more about fatigue day 3, day 4 than I do day 2. And this is only day 2 for Baylor. And of course, last night's game was pretty easy. They had a big run before halftime. K-State had no answer. Now, the first meeting was all Texas Tech. And after the game, Baylor head coach Scott Drew had this to say, quote, he said, they're going to make a run in the Final Four. They're a great team. We're going to do some adjustments. I don't think anyone is unbeatable. But it was certainly talk about how good this opponent is. And of course, Baylor wasn't fully healthy in that contest. It was Roach's first game back after his second concussion of the season. And they were without VJ Edgecombe in that game. Edgecombe, a potential lottery pick next year. We like teams with NBA talent in tournament settings. And Edgecombe, of course, last night, 19 points, 10 boards. The quotes from Grant McCaslin from Texas Tech. This one stood out to me. These guys really enjoy being around each other every day. It's real. There's a lot of pressure on them for different reasons. There's a lot of strain. I worry about Texas Tech's intensity for tonight's game. It's Baylor or pass for this better.
Teddy covers likes Baylor plus 6.5 against Texas Tech. That game you can find on ESPN.
So I have not yet posted for today. Like I said, I got my butt kicked yesterday. When I have a particularly bad night, for me, it's important to make sure that you dot every I, cross every T the next day. So I'm going to post. We'll have stuff up before 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Pacific time. I don't expect to have a deep card today, but we're going to have one or two strong plays. I'm confident of that. I'm going to talk about Odds Logic, 7-day all access, free. Just go to oddslogic.com/Teddy. And if you've never used a live line service, this is the week to do it. The numbers have been jumping up all over the place and bounced around all over the place. And you can see what it can bring for you. So just check it out, oddslogic.com/Teddy. Get a free 7-day all access.